Okay, so I said we were going to talk about the best, the worst, and the most underrated free agent signings. Today we're going to start with who I think will ultimately be the worst free agent signing we had. Now keep in mind, when I say the worst, I don't mean, oh, this guy's garbage, I don't know why we signed him. I mean, it could mean that, but really what I'm getting at is someone who will probably ultimately be a non-contributing factor, for the most part anyway. Of course, that's based on the way the roster is set up this second. Injuries can always change everything. As we all know, that's basically what the NFL season oftentimes comes down to, is a marathon to see who could stay the most healthy for the longest. So let's just get right into it. So my pick for worst free agent signing the Chargers had is linebacker Troy Reeder. Okay? He was on the Rams last year. I know some people were kind of high on him. Probably ultimately serves as a depth piece. Maybe a special teams contributor. That's probably where he'll have the most impact, if any at all. They made this signing prior to the Van Noy signing, which, in hindsight, makes this signing even less impactful after you sign Van Noy. But I'm going to jump right into it as to why I think Troy Reeder will ultimately be the least contributing free agent we've had. Okay? So I've got some stats here. Bear with me. Troy Reeder, last year, okay? Last year was a 14.1% missed tackle rate. That's not good. That's not good at all. In fact, we were bashing Kenneth Murray last year, and he had an 18% missed tackle rate. So 14.1% isn't that much better, let's be honest, okay? He also allowed an 82.1 reception rate. 82.1% reception rate. That's not good. That's not great. But I'm going to give him a little bit of leniency on this. And that's because I found it strange that he had 95 snaps in the slot. Why any linebacker has 95 snaps to cover a slot receiver, or even a tight end that's split out, is kind of beyond me. That's a lot. I would expect more around the 40 to 50 snap range. 95, that's too much. Now, his overall defensive grade was a 43.1 on the season. 43.1. Now, this defense struggled so bad last year that they don't have any luxury to try to have, development projects or see if guys could possibly fit in better. He also had a 51.8 run defensive grade and a 34.8 coverage grade. Now, yeah, with those numbers, I think you're better off just throwing Kenneth Murray out there again to see if he can bounce back. Or even have the older, slower Kyle Van Noy out there. Now, I'll give Reeder one more little bit of leniency here, because there was one game that he started where he played 42 total snaps, so the entire game, that he looked like an absolute monster. Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this one game was in week 2, and it was against Indianapolis, who is one of the best running teams offensively in football. Okay? With Jonathan Taylor and, a pretty decent offensive line. This is of note because the Chargers struggled mightily against the run. I think they were finished dead last, or in the bottom 3 at the very least. Either way, it was atrocious. So, I want to bring up this one game that is a redeeming factor for Troy. And he had 42 snaps in that game, 90.7 overall defensive grade in that game, 85.5 run defensive grade, which is pretty good considering Indy's run offense, and then an 80.3 coverage grade. So those are his redeeming qualities, or his redeeming game, I should say. It's hard to say how much game time he'll even get. There's been a couple surprises so far, like here in early training camp. It's only a week, not even a full week in a training camp. But yeah, it'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting because I think they're taking it real easy with Drew here at the beginning. Van Noy has been playing inside linebacker at training camp. Kenneth Murray is on the physically unable to perform list. You know, so some of these lesser known guys, I should say, are going to get a chance. Now, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope nobody ends up being the worst. I hope everybody on our team is a monster. But realistically, that's just not how it happens. Drop a comment. Let me know why you agree and or disagree. I'm always open and objective to maybe some things I might have overlooked or didn't think of. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate you.